Welcome to the third day of our E3 discussions. Today we're going to be talking about the Square Enix and Ubisoft conferences. We're going to be starting off with the Square Enix conference, but before that, we're going to introduce my panel that we got with us today. Over here we have Brian Chanticott.
Yep, that's me.
And over here we have Carlos Vasquez.
Yo.
And I'm your host, Nathaniel McFerrin. Now, just for the sake of time, games that were reshown at today's conferences, and there's not much difference, between what we've already seen. I'm just gonna skip over them, just for the sake of convenience. So, first off, in the Square Enix conference, which by the way I should mention, it wasn't a traditional press conference. It was basically a Nintendo Direct style video, which I think more companies should do that. Like, at least, like, the non-console publishers, should move to that style. But we started that one out with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And we didn't really see anything that we had. We saw some gameplay for the first time. And it just looked like more Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it did look more like Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider and Tropical Jungle?
Yeah. And, you can, really emphasis on, camouflage and...
Yeah.
But there wasn't anything that, caught my attention, I guess. The
Yeah.
feeling is that it's just more Tomb Raider. Right?
Yeah, it's just more of the same. The game comes out in 3 months, so this is an important opportunity to really show off what's new about about Shadow of the Tomb Raider, what sets it apart, what's it, because
What's the catch?
yeah, this is a pretty competitive fall this year, so. And plus, the game comes out September 14th. The week before that, we have Dragon Quest XI and Spider-Man. So, I don't know. It just seems like they really underutilized. They have a stage where they're it's just Square Enix games, and they didn't really sell anybody on it. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you
if you were already going to buy Tomb Raider,
you were gonna buy it. And if you weren't gonna buy it, you weren't convinced to buy Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Which. I don't know, it's kind of sad because you mentioned it felt like it was also the main thing at their conference.
Yeah, that and Dragon Quest.
The more substantial thing.
Yeah.
And they already had
that press reveal event a couple months ago, and they showed more at that than they did at this.
And more from
varied types of content.
And most of the people who kind of their I guess opinions when they left from that were kind of feels the same.
Kind of feels the same. There's a couple of new things. There's a new hub area. There's a city where you can walk around and interact with people, and we didn't get to see any of that.
Yeah, so it's almost like they did a better job convincing the people who went to that and not the viewing public.
Yeah, and the viewing public is going to be the one buying your game.
Yeah.
So I think at least as far as Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they failed. Following that up, we had Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. We got to see the next. Update to that, the Under the Moonlight update, which will be coming out this summer. Also, they showed off a crossover kind of event type content with Monster Hunter World. We saw what's it again, Brian? The Rathalos?
I think so.
It's one of the dragon things from Monster Hunter.
It's a
World.
monster.
Yeah, it's a monster. And we saw a Palico, and that looked cool. Let's see. Then we got to see a new trailer for Dragon Quest XI. Got to see more of the voice acting from the party members, and that was cool. Got to see a little bit more exploration. It was a real quick trailer. Yeah, nothing really much to say.
It's kind of the vibe of the conference.
Yeah,
it's like here's the thing. Not really.
Yeah.
They didn't change your opinion. None of the stuff from Square feels like it changed your opinion.
Yeah.
Or convinced you to buy or anything.
I was already planning on buying the game, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it feels worse for the people who, because the game's already out in Japan, right?
Yeah.
It's been out.
Yeah.
And there are some people who import. They got it and they have already kind of seen the world. So even those people kind of well, this didn't. If I were an American person, it doesn't convince me to buy the game either.
Yeah.
I'm just already a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's the problem with the whole conference.
Yeah. After that, we got to see a new IP, that Square Enix is making in collaboration with Platinum Games called Babylon's Fall. And this was just a cinematic trailer. And we have like no idea. I mean, we assume it's like a third-person action game. We assume, we might be incorrect considering it's Platinum. I don't know. I was talking to Brian during the trailer. I was like, based like on the armor, it kind of reminded me of Souls. And then I started seeing like energy. I thought, oh, this is too anime for Souls.
No, then it'd be like, what's the anime Souls Code Vein?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can never be too anime.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And that's supposed to come to PS4 and Steam next year. So I guess we'll see it again next E3 maybe.
Is this fine?
What?
Showing a trailer as long as it's cinematic, but you feel like it also.
I feel like you can only show cinematic trailers for like a sequel.
Or like IP that's already well known.
Yeah.
But okay, so this is not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think yeah.
No.
I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, no, I
because like during the cinematic trailer, I was like, oh, it's a cinematic trailer, so it must be like something that we know what it is. I was like, is this some kind of like Final Fantasy spin-off or something? And then like they said Babylon's Fall. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Literally, it didn't show anything. It was just like flashing through images.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't understand what these mean.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't know the context of any of that. So let's see. Then we got another trailer for Octopath Traveler since the game's coming out next month. Yada yada. We got, let's see. Then we got another reveal trailer. Well, I guess announcement trailer. Reveal implies that you showed something. Announcement trailer for The Quiet Man, which that trailer was funny. Me and Brian were like laughing.
I was just so confused because I didn't get to watch the conference with them too.
Yeah,
I had to be at home.
Yeah,
and so while I was watching it, I was just so confused, and me and my younger brother were just like, "What is this?" And it's we were like just so confused. He's like, "What is this?"
Because like
I don't know.
Because like okay, so apparently you play as a deaf person in this game, this deaf guy, and he walks into like this alleyway, and there's like these thugs hanging out minding their own business, and then you come up, and you come
straight up cholos,
dude. Cholos, and I'm like, that's what it is, and I was like, you know what, Nick's gonna fucking laugh at this.
And then like the deaf guy walks up. And they're like, "What do you want?" And he's like, he points to his ear, says that he can't hear anything. So like they start walking up towards him, and then he sets down his sack lunch on top of the dumpster, and he starts beating them up. And then he beats up the thugs, puts his sack lunch on a dude's face, and he's like walking away. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. So it's just like
I don't understand.
What was the thing that made you laugh though?
It's just the whole thing.
Like the concept is just weird. It's like.
I don't know what
playing as a deaf guy, like beating up people. I guess, like from what I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously more. There's obviously more story there, but it's just like
you're so confused.
It's like
I get it.
Yeah. So I mean, with this game, we don't even know who's making it. All we know is that it's gonna come to PS4 and Steam at some point, and we're supposed to get more info on the game in August. And August is just 2 months away, so it's just like, couldn't you just shown it now? But I don't know. But and then after that, we got shown the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer from the Xbox conference yesterday, but with a couple of add-in bits, like literally probably like altogether maybe like 40 seconds of new stuff that we didn't see yesterday. Which is like if you're not already like a hardcore fan of Kingdom Hearts, none of this new stuff that was not in the trailer yesterday will make any difference to you. And that was the Square Enix conference. That was it. I mean, this was short. It was only 30 minutes, I just, I feel like even for 30 minutes, there wasn't any point to it. Like, this could have just all been at the PlayStation conference or, just, at the Xbox conference.
This is, I guess, I don't... Maybe Why do they feel like they need a conference?
I don't know. It's been 3 years since they did one. I don't know why they felt
I think they're doing it just because of Kingdom Hearts.
But, I feel like if...
But do you have, so many other events, right, where you show Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, because,
Well, I think it's because of the push that Microsoft is trying to, push that, Kingdom Hearts stuff, whatever.
Why didn't you just show it? Well, you showed it at Microsoft
I mean, they did,
already.
but and then, that mentality, business-wise, they were like, oh, now Square Enix has to show something,
I don't know. I feel like they could have just shown it at the PlayStation conference.
Yeah,
that way they could have captured both of the main audiences.
It's because, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going on Xbox, and, like that's the first Kingdom Hearts game on Xbox. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
And not like a lot of people on the internet like, oh, what the fuck is this game?
Sure.
Like like why is Goofy in here? Blah blah blah.
Okay.
They're not taking it like seriously or whatever.
Sure.
And then it's just like, I guess it's just a way like Nintendo, like Square Enix is like, oh, we gotta like they have to do this opportunity not to show other people that they make other things other than like that Goofy IP or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So it's like they don't need to do it, but they
so
did
to
it
show
anyway.
that they can make things that are like other than like Japanese
Yeah,
style
so
games.
so other people know what they like.
What
But I
else
feel-
was about? But they did.
I
I didn't
feel-
feel like they didn't do that.
Yeah,
either.
I feel.
Yeah, that's why they didn't have like a conference. I guess like
Mhm.
they just had a direct just say, hey, we're these guys, we're doing these things or whatever.
And the other thing is, a lot of the stuff was still in other conferences already. So it felt like,
yeah.
anyways, right?
Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was in Xbox
Xbox.
conference. I think it'll probably show up again tonight in the PlayStation conference.
Yeah.
What else? We skipped over it, but Nier was already in the
Nier
Xbox
was already in
conference.
the Xbox conference.
Octopath Traveler is going to be at the
They're on
Switch conference.
conference.
Just Cause 4 is in Microsoft. Captain Spirit is already in Microsoft. Did they show Shadow of the Tomb Raider at Microsoft yesterday?
I don't think they did.
Yes.
They did?
just didn't
Oh
show
yeah,
it.
they did. Yeah,
They did. They did.
It was just cinematic trailer, right?
Cinematic
Yeah,
trailer.
yeah.
And so my thing is, like, they've already shown everything else
Yeah.
on every other conference.
Yeah.
You just had a conference to show everything you already showed in other conferences.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point?
Like
So-
the only new things that we didn't know about before was Babylon's Fall and The Quiet Man. And if you really wanted to show those super short ass trailers that should give us nothing, you could have just shown them at PlayStation or Xbox. Because it's like, honestly, those trailers were so short too. You could have just not said anything, and you would have been fine. Like nobody asked Square Enix to have a conference this year. Everybody's like, okay, Square Enix is like working on stuff. It's like we got this other games coming out. Dragon Quest 11's coming out this year. That's cool. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming soon. So it's just like Square Enix could have just like stayed in the background and kept on working on their games, but then they put themselves out there. When you say that you're gonna show up at E3, it makes it seem like you have a lot to show off.
especially when you're not here every year.
Yeah.
So
like I think just them saying that they were gonna be at E3 set up too high expectations. They didn't meet the bare minimum of being at E3.
yeah, didn't even
A lot of the things didn't meet the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they have a lot
yeah,
of the conferences.
Yeah.
EA blew. Bethesda kind of blew where it didn't make sense why they had a conference. Same thing with Square Enix. Like, it didn't make sense why they needed it. Even a direct style thing.
Mhm.
Like, you've shown all your stuff in other conferences. There's no need for me to rewatch these trailers again.
Yeah, EA, Bethesda, and Square Enix. I feel like all the stuff in their conferences could have just been like placed into like the PlayStation or Xbox conferences, and it wouldn't have made that big more of a deal.
But like, now we'll say, like, at least the Square Enix, like they said, 30 minutes. Like, to me, the other two conferences would have been better if you just like scrunched it up at least.
Because Bethesda was like an hour something. It was like an hour.
An hour and 20.
It was like an hour and 20 minutes, and it was so long and drawn out, and it made it seem like they showed a lot,
Okay,
but then they just stretched it out by talking about nothing.
Yeah, Bethesda was an hour, and the EA was an hour, around an hour 25.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like, both of those were needlessly drawn out.
Yep.
Yeah. So moving on from the Square Enix conference, we just got done watching the Ubisoft conference about 20 minutes ago. I feel like we were a bit more up on that one in comparison to like EA, Bethesda. Like, what do you guys think? I thought it was
versus the other three, like Square, all those. Yeah, I felt like
so far Microsoft is head and shoulders above.
Yeah, and this is the second.
Yeah, this is the second best so far.
Like, there are some games, that they don't appeal to me, but I still appreciate that. You know what, they're trying.
Yeah.
They care about their games. So.
Mm-hmm. So Ubisoft started out their conference with Just Dance 2019. I don't even think they showed any gameplay. They just had people dancing on stage like they did every year. So it was like I just went outside for a minute and like got it over with, Because like at least at the very beginning, it's only gonna take like the first couple minutes, and then like the rest of it's like something more interesting.
Yeah.
So after Just Dance, we got to see Beyond Good and Evil 2. It was another cinematic trailer. I was like, okay, another cinematic trailer, giving a little bit more of the story. And then they actually showed us some pre-alpha gameplay, and it like from what little of it I could see,
Because that was the problem during the fucking conference.
they
The
kept on.
cameraman sucked.
Yeah, he should be fired, or
He or she, like the whole entire conference, there was just like a lot of zooming in and out, in and out. I'm like, dude, can I watch the conference?
Yeah, instead of seeing that gameplay or that cool looking cinematic, don't you want that awesome crowd shot? Don't you want to see like the people talking on stage from like the very opposite side of the fucking conference hall? Isn't that dandy? No, it's fucking not. From what little I could see of the gameplay of Beyond Good and Evil 2, it looked cool. Like there's like jetpacks, like the ships, like in like the city, because like a lot of floating cars and stuff. It looked cool from what little I could see, and that cinematic was pretty cool. Like it
was.
It's like when I say cinematic, it's not like something just like a bunch of like cool looking pictures. Like it's like more like a cutscene. There's conversations.
Yeah.
Like it's giving me like I feel like I'm building up some context of what's going on at least. And they also announced with Joseph Gordon-Levitt that they're working with his company, Hit Record, so that way people can collaborate and work together to make either like art or music for the game, and I think that's cool. I think it seems a little bit more like the way that the industry is moving is that people are trying to like find ways to create content without the major expenses, and I feel like this is like one of those ways like that we're gonna see in the future, like moving forward, that people who have talent but may not have the connections are gonna be able to use like services like this to like help get themselves out there and like work on like collaborate with other people on content. And I think that's kind of cool.
No, I think it's great. I just hope it doesn't backfire. That's the only thing. Like, I hope people care, and they show what they got.
Yeah, definitely. Following that, we got some updates on Rainbow Six Siege. They updated, it's like, 35 million players, and, they're going to continue supporting the game. And, talking about all, like, the free content that's, like, in the game. You get paid to buy the copy of the game, but after that, everything else is free. And they announced, for the esports of it, their upcoming like tournaments and stuff like that.
And the documentary.
Well, they're giving the game out for free this week.
They're giving it out for. It's on
also
PC.
Rainbow?
Yeah. Was it Rainbow Six?
Oh, I thought it was.
They did it for For Honor.
Oh, it was For Honor. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Never mind.
Because Rainbow Six, I will say, like they a lot of times like they'll randomly do like, oh, hey, this weekend it's free. Try it. Test it out.
Yeah.
So. And that's a game that I respect a lot just because of from where it started and to where it is now.
Yeah.
So, the documentary, it's like we were talking about it. Like it's kind of hard to get like be that interested when it's like something you
don't
documentary
play.
of you don't even care about. Like it's not a game or celebrity or whatever sport or something. But I think I at least appreciate that it's esports, so I think I might give it a shot.
Yeah, I might. If it's like somewhere that's like easy to watch,
Mm-hmm.
If I have to like pay money for it, like on Ubisoft's website, like if it's like on Netflix or something, I'll watch it.
Sure.
Or YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I do gotta say though, like as far as like esports has gone, like as we've seen like the other conferences, this is the best way to do esports. They didn't spend too long on it. It was like 10 minutes at the most. It wasn't super fucking cringy either.
Yeah.
Because that Madden at EA was awful.
Yeah, it felt kind of awkward. Yeah, it felt pretty awkward. This didn't feel that. Like, it didn't feel awkward. It's like, we're going through this, blah, blah, blah. If you don't care, you're going to doze off.
Yeah.
If you do care, you will. Like, the other times they do esports stuff, it feels like, oh, God. Even if you're an esports fan, you're like, I don't know if I want to keep on watching this. So.
Yeah. Then we got a game announcement. We got to see the new Trials game, Trials Racing.
Oh, God.
And as somebody who doesn't really play Trials games, it's like hard to tell like what's new about it.
Yeah.
What's the new spice, the new hotness. But anyway, that game's coming out in February of next year to PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. So that's cool. They gave us some more information on The Division 2. So they showed us like another cinematic trailer, even though we saw like gameplay of the game yesterday. I was like, okay, sure, and you know, it's whatever. I was like, there's not really much of a point of cinematic if you already got a gameplay to look at, in my opinion. And then they talked about, you know, like some more like how like they're planning on releasing content for the game. Like they showed like kind of like a timeline of content and showed like, and they also said that all of the future content for the game is going to be free, and that there will be three like
episodes.
major 3 episodes, yeah. So that's great, you know, just like you buy the game and you get all of the additional future content for free. So yeah. And that was pretty much it. I'm not forgetting anything about Division 2, am I?
Oh, I thought you were gonna call out the second trailer.
Oh yeah, okay, I forgot. They showed off like another cinematic trailer, and it was just a cinematic version of the gameplay we saw yesterday. And I thought it felt so redundant.
It did. At the second trailer, I was like, Nate immediately says, "Huh, this looks like the gameplay, but in trailer form." And I'm like, dude, someone fucking went into theater mode and just started like circling around like what happened in the gameplay yesterday, and it's like, hey, here's the trailer now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that second trailer wasn't.
Yeah, they didn't need it.
Yeah.
Then we got to see the new expansion for Mario plus Rabbids, which looked pretty cool. We got to see a couple shots.
The shit was so annoying.
Of Mario plus Rabbids, because again we were trying to watch it, and the cameraman kept on showing everything but the fucking screen, because there was a band performing the music. They had Kirk Hope, you know, conducting with the band Critical Hits performing music from the game, and instead of showing like the game and then having the music playing, the cameraman thought it would be more interesting to show the band and then none of the game. And you know, it's the expansion is Donkey Kong Adventure, so you're playing as Donkey Kong along with Rabbid version of Cranky Kong along with the Rabbid Peach, and that's coming June 26th.
Yeah, my only question with that is, Brian mentioned it. It's like, can you only use those three? Like, I wonder how it's gonna work.
Because during the trailer, we only saw those 3 characters as playable, and I wouldn't be surprised if those are the only 3 characters you have.
Just to keep it balanced, maybe. Yeah. So.
I mean, it's Donkey Kong's Adventure.
Yeah, it's Donkey Kong's Adventure. Screw Mario and Luigi.
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Then after that, we got a lot of them showing off Skull and Bones, and showing off player versus player and that kind of stuff, and like really trying to get across like the tone and feel of the game. I couldn't care less about it, personally. I was already not interested in the game. I think this is like one of the most hardest sell games I've seen like in a long time.
Like me watching the game, I thought the trailer was, what we saw was, it looked great.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could be it could be a great game.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like no one's gonna care about it, and no one's gonna actually want to play it.
Yeah.
Like when it comes out, I feel like it's gonna be a dumpster fire.
Cause it's just like, when it comes to like playing ships, like a ship game with other people, you think like racing. You don't think like fighting. Like it's just like, it seems like the kind of game that even if somebody does buy it, they would get tired of it super fast.
Very quickly. And I just don't know who wants it.
Mm-hmm.
How long can you keep them playing? Because then I think they mentioned something about competitive.
Yeah, it's talking about competitive. Like there's multiplayer to the game. It's like it's mainly
no,
a
like
multiplayer
as an
game.
esports thing.
But I don't think it's gonna have esports because it's gonna fail.
Yeah, so I feel bad because to me the game looks great, and I feel like it's gonna play well and everything.
Yeah.
But no one's really gonna care, and no one asked for this game, and no one's gonna want to play it, and it's gonna feel like a bunch of wasted time for the developers.
Yeah, and like with how much they were talking about it, I was sure that they were gonna announce that the game was coming out like later this year, but it's not coming out till next year still. You got a take, Brian?
It's like literally, it's just like the Black Flag, ship battles. That's all the gameplay is. You know? Like, I wish there was like more, I guess, to add to like the stress of the game, because it seems like it's very high stakes. Like if you're playing like a PvP, Yeah. So like, I wish there's like more. You can volley them with all your cannons and stuff, but like
and ram them and all that.
But like, they could add like boarding. you board the other person's
Yeah.
ship, and then that adds more gameplay, because all they have is ship battles, and that's not gonna go very far at all.
Because let's see, I remember they showed like different weather conditions. Like I guess like a kind of like the sea when it's like the ocean is like calm, and then stormy and stuff. And I remember like last year at the end of the trailer, I think that they teased like there was like a Kraken or something. Yeah. So maybe like during like a match there might be potential like a Kraken attack or something like that. It's like try to like mix up the match so it doesn't feel like every match doesn't feel monotonous. Yeah. But I don't know. To me the game, it seems like it's gonna have a rough time ahead of it.
I don't think it's gonna have enough elements to stop it from feeling monotonous.
Yeah. Then after that, we got to see the game from Elijah Wood's studio. I forgot the name of the studio. Transference. Transference is the name of the game. I mean, though.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like a VR psychological horror type game coming out this fall. None of us have PSVR or Oculus Rift.
So when VR games come out, we kind of tune out, really.
Yeah, because there hasn't been like a VR game that has like appealed to me. Like there hasn't been like that killer app. The thing that is like, it's like I need to buy a PSVR or Oculus Rift to play that game, because like I guess like the closest thing for PSVR would be Resident Evil 7 for people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good point.
But like the thing is with VR tech games at the moment, it's like mostly focused on games that are like
horror.
What's that?
Horror.
Yeah, horror. It's like it's all mostly horror games or like games like where you're like building something, like you use like the touch controllers to move around stuff and build stuff, and neither one of those types of games are like something that appeals to me. Let's see. Oops. Then after that, we got to see another trailer for Starlink Battle for Atlas. And I know how much you guys shit on this game.
It just feels like it's not even the game. I guess it's just a question about
price. It's like the main concept is like you're gonna have extra accessories just to play your game. Mm-hmm. Just like, and it's you get the interchangeable parts. So you're obviously gonna spend more just to play the game. So it's basically you're paying to win.
So when the game comes out, I definitely do not think it's a $60 game. I think this is a game that's like gonna be like a $30 or $40 game at the most. And then like the other stuff, I think you'll be able to buy like parts like around like $5 a pack for parts.
$5? Okay, that's interesting. That's my question. I don't know how much is this gonna really cost in the end, and having all these bunch of parts and like having to manage them. I don't want to deal with all that. I'm not
a fan of the whole like Toys to Life.
Yeah, I don't care about it either. So. This thing doesn't nothing. Yeah, nothing does it for me.
So then they said that the game was coming out October 16th, and they showed some cinematics like the story. They showed like this alien pilot like being chased through space, and she requested help, and we heard like on her communication console, we heard like these sounds, and I was like, that sounds like the noises from like Star Fox. And then we see Star Fox coming in. What's the name of his ship? The R-Wing?
Yeah, the R-Wing.
Yeah, the R-Wing.
The R-Wing, coming in on the R-Wing. So, like, it's really good, to see that the collaboration between Ubisoft and Nintendo
is still going strong.
Yeah.
Which makes it feel like there really is going to be a Smash character in... Like, a Ubisoft character is going to be in Smash.
Who would you want?
Well, like I was thinking Rayman or they could have a rabbit, and then like the skins would be all the different,
it'd be Morty. It'd be basically a Morty.
It'd be like a Bowser Jr. or a Morty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
So those are the two. I don't want Rayman.
I think Rabbit's more likely though.
I know, I've heard some people saying Assassin's Creed character could be in there, and I was like,
that's too edgy.
That feels weird. Yeah,
that's too edgy.
That's so weird.
That's we had Ezio and Soul Calibur, and that made more sense.
Exactly.
I don't think we'll get that'd be like.
They were saying Ezio, and I was like, okay.
To me, like Assassin's Creed and Smash would be like putting like a Gears of War character in Smash. It feels so wrong to me.
Yeah, so I'm like Rayman. Give me Rayman, and I'm down.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of the people who hates the rabbits either. So I'd be fine.
Yeah. Then we got to see an update on For Honor. which they announced a new division of characters, some like Chinese warriors coming in, 4 new classes already for that division, and with the Marching Fire expansion, and that's coming October 16th as well. And that I thought looked cool.
Look cool. You said Dynasty Warriors, right?
At first I saw like the characters and I'm like, is it crossing over with Dynasty Warriors or something?
That's just the connotation that people have. It's just like people in the West, they're like, oh, they see Chinese things, they just Chinese stuff in video games, like they just associate with Dynasty Warriors.
Because it's like the only thing that has it.
But it's just that connotation. But
yeah.
That's cool. The game's also free this week on PC.
Yes.
And whoever signs up for it and gets it for free, they get it for free, like
permanently.
Yeah, permanently. So
We'll just revive the game because I think we all three agree it feels like
the game is okay on PC, like the population wise. On consoles, it's fucking dead.
This doesn't help console though.
I think they gave up on the console. I think that like they see like the population on consoles like already got to the point of like no return, like where they're not going to get back to like the heights they want to. So I think they're going to focus really hard on the PC community. I mean, they're still going to support the console editions, but I think their main pushing focus is the because that's why it's like if they really still needed that console support, they would put it free on PC and console.
Yep.
So. Then we got to see another trailer for The Crew 2. It didn't really show anything new. Showed more racing.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah.
I have the same feelings like, oh, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this. I felt better about Forza
Horizon?
Yeah, than I did about this. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just like more of the crew. And then to close out the show, they went in on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it showed, it did confirm that we're in Greece. You play as the child of a Spartan warrior, and you get to choose between a male or a female character. You get to the male is Alexios, and the female character's name is Cassandra. And they showed off dialogue choices. And what did you guys think?
I think it looks pretty cool. I think it did feel a little like we were talking about the UI and everything feels very Origins like. Like you didn't feel like they changed that much. How do you guys feel about the dialogue though? Like the options, did it seem fine, or will it have that much impact? Because that's a worry. When I see like 2 options or like 3 options, I'm like, dude, does it really even matter?
Yeah.
And then the other thing, romance. Because that's a thing.
One of the options when the player character was talking to a couple of characters,
and I read a thing that there is romance options now.
Okay, yeah. So ask like one of the line options you could put is like if you could ask if the 2 characters were together and there's a heart next to it. So romance is a thing. It's like it almost makes me feel like, man, I feel like Assassin's Creed is becoming like more like BioWare, and I'm like. That could be interesting, but I feel like Assassin's Creed is getting farther and farther away from being Assassin's Creed.
I said like the last 2 games don't feel like I never thought of being an assassin.
Yeah.
In Origins or in this one.
Yeah.
Like in Syndicate, I'm like, okay, I'm an assassin.
See, the thing is, I love Syndicate, so it's like Odyssey looks like I wasn't interested in Origins at all. I didn't like it. I didn't like the character. These characters seem to be like more like lighthearted. Because like Bayek was like dull as wood. Like Connor and Ezio, Altair levels of freaking boredom. So, these characters seem a bit more like lighthearted and jovial. It's just like, but the dialogue options bother me because the point of Assassin's Creed is that you're playing through somebody's memories. So how do dialogue options work contextually?
No, because that's the thing they were saying. Now this is why I'm like, this is where Assassin's Creed has completely changed. Because they're saying you're rewriting history. You're not, like,
but how does that
part of history?
Yeah, I guess
no, like you're not doing the old Assassin's Creed. You're not going through history anymore.
But that doesn't make sense because in just Origins that we got last year, you're playing through somebody's memories. There is the animus and everything.
But that's why they're saying that this is different. Like this is the
new. So that this is like so redundant to me because Origins was supposed to be like the new kind of like stepping on point for like lapsed Assassin's Creed fans.
Yeah.
And like if that was the case of how they want to do it, why did they reintroduce the animus and the gods and all of this BS, and then like the game that comes out the following year, they're gonna immediately drop all of that shit.
Because nobody liked the origin story. So they're just like, the problem is they don't even.
It's so frustrating.
No, but even when it goes bad, they can't just stick to it and say no. Oh shit, we have to restart now.
Yeah, they have to.
That's their issue now. Now they're like, well, this didn't work, so we're gonna try something else now. So now, like they were saying that this isn't really you're going through a memory. No, it's like, oh no, this is your character and you're going through history and you're changing whatever. You're interacting with it however you want to.
Okay.
You're not following a memory anymore. You are now deciding.
It's just like frustrating to see like this like seemingly lack of direction when it comes to Assassin's Creed between the studios. Cause like it's gonna suck if like the next Assassin's Creed after this one goes back to like there being an animus and stuff like that. Because if it does, that just shows me that there's like no communication or like
between the teams that are making the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like
it'd just be a Call of Duty at that point.
I think that's what's happening.
Yeah,
we have to. Maybe it's not right. Assassin's Creed hasn't reached that yet because at first they were really trying to keep it together. Yeah. But I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like how Brian said. I think of it as Call of Duty now. It's like this team is like kind of making these games. This team is making these games, and this team's making these games.
Yeah.
And maybe maybe this might be the right one, but it is frustrating if you just played Origins and you're like
throwing all the narrative
and you just threw all that away.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about this game is that you're seemingly not an assassin in this.
You don't feel like an assassin.
You're a mercenary.
Yeah.
They made that very clear in the game. You're a mercenary who's like taking on jobs. And like honestly, I'm interested in the game, but like to me, Assassin's Creed isn't Assassin's Creed anymore. They're just using the name to sell copies of the game.
Call of Duty.
Do you have a problem with that?
I mean,
I don't. I legitimately don't. It's like I get it because. People, they would put the same effort into a new game, and because it doesn't say Assassin's Creed, everyone's like, oh, this is kind of trash, not very good. And they won't give it a shot.
Yeah. I don't know. Just last generation, Assassin's Creed was a new IP. So if Ubisoft really wanted to, if they wanted to make like this style of game from now on, they could just say, oh, here's a new thing, Because, like, you get people saying, it's like, oh, cool, Ubisoft is, like, making a new AAA IP, because people complain all the time that the industry is constantly nothing but sequels and not new IP. So...
But you know what I always say about those people? They always say that they want new IP, and I'm ready for new IP.
Yeah, but then they still buy the same.
And they buy the sequels! They don't support the new stuff.
Yeah.
So...
It's like, you can't win either way.
Yeah, you can't win either way.
So, like, I get it. It's just frustrating to me.
It's just frustrating as a game.
Yeah. But I am interested in the game.
I love how the game looks. I like the play.
Yeah.
So I am interested.
Yeah. Would you play it, Brian?
No. Okay. I'm never gonna play an Assassin's Creed if they always have fucking health bars. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Oh.
Cause, what Origins did like a good example. Like I'm gonna shoot this guy in the head, he's still gonna have like a shit ton of health. Like. What is this?
I get you. It's
not Assassin's Creed. It's just like a straight up.
See, I think we're like we've been saying, like we're in like this new era of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Like anything that's before Origins, you can just kind of forget about it at this point.
Yeah.
This is Assassin's Creed from now on.
See, like I can understand. I can understand.
Does
like.
Syndicate have health bars?
No.
Okay.
No, actually,
yeah,
it did. It did. But like, if you shot somebody in like the head,
they'll die.
They would die. Or if you hidden bladed them, like if you stealth hidden blade them, they would die. Like you can like do you can like sneak up on somebody or shoot somebody in the head in Origins, and like they'll just like take like a fourth of their health or something like that.
Yeah. See, like I understand, like you get hit by a sword a couple times, you're probably not gonna die. That's understandable. I mean, it was kind of like that in the older games,
It was.
Mm-hmm.
And then like.
Since you can just counter everything.
Yeah. And then like you stab someone with the hidden blade, they normally die anyway. You
stab them once randomly anywhere they die.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, it depends. Like sometimes, like you get the poison hidden blade, then that makes sense.
Like insta poison death?
No, like they just topple over eventually.
Oh, with the darts?
No, like you get the like in Assassin's Creed 2, you get the poison hidden blade. Like you can buy poison, and then you just apply it on the blade, and you just stab somebody, and they slowly die.
Okay.
They grovel in pain. The poison.
Because like I know like it was like that, like stealth hidden blade was insta kill, and then like you stab them a couple times, then they'll die.
Yeah.
You know?
But insta kill also was counter though. That shit was like way broken. You just stand there and it'd be like counter
kill
dead.
I mean
counter.
That's why like it wasn't like that in Black Flag as much. The counter. Mm-hmm. You're just sitting there fighting. You counter like probably once, and then you throw some like dirt at them.
You're right. That is true.
Like,
but the earlier ones, that was realistic.
Assassin's Creed 2, you're a god. You just stand.
You were a god. You would just stand there, and everyone would like look at you like you're retarded. Then they would go try to do an attack. You get the option to do counter. You counter. You kill them.
Don't even get started on throwing knives.
Throwing knives are like OP. You just throw boom, insta death. Like that's why I can't. Like Assassin's Creed the whole entire time have had like some. Yeah. I feel like alright, like you died from that. Like I hit you on the leg. Throwing knife, and I died. It's bullshit.
That's why when I look back at all the other Assassin's Creed games, like Black Flag was like the most like the combat was what I wanted in Assassin's Creed.
Did you play Syndicate?
No.
I think you should play Syndicate. It's really good in that too.
I don't know, Nate. If I see some health bars, I'll just not want to play.
Okay, I think you should give it a chance. I mean, I have the game. You can borrow it.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
It's just like it's just not a realistic thing. Like you shoot somebody, and then they're not phased by it.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. No, I get you, Brian. It's just that my thing is, in every game, I'm pretty sure I can point out something where I'm like, that was kind of like, all right, that wasn't realistic. Mm-hmm. So I've kind of accepted like, all right, so this doesn't seem,
Yeah.
Well, it's more like the connotation Assassin's Creed.
That's
insta kill people.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed, I think when you buy an Assassin's Creed game, you should not take the assassin part of it seriously anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. We also got to be fair. Like, assassins normally stealth, blah blah blah. You don't play that way. Yeah. You can run around, be crazy.
You got sword combos.
Like, no, if they really want to make you feel like an assassin, they would make They would make how in a mission there's many requirements. It's don't be hit and all that. They would make those requirements. Yeah. Like not just if you want to get 100% it. Mm-hmm. Those would be real requirements, and then you'd feel like a fucking assassin. Yeah. Because then you would actually have to play like an assassin. But since they don't do that, everyone's able to get caught all the time. Just run away, and it's they can't find you. You run back, they're all placed in awkward spots because they ran after you, and then you just finish them off. It's not because they don't make you. They've never made you required to be an assassin unless you're trying to 100% it. Yeah. I've never really felt like an assassin unless I just killed somebody. Yeah. I'm alright.
Whenever I played an older Assassin's Creed game, I would always try to go as stealthy as I could, and then when I got caught, I would just turn around and massacre all of them. Yeah, you're just alright, well fuck it. You really try it, but you're man. But then the problem is, and the Assassin's Creed people know, if they made this a requirement, people would get frustrated. People would get frustrated not
play anymore. They'd be like, fuck this game, I don't want to play it. It's
because they gotta balance out. Because if you restrict ways of play, then nobody's want to play your game.
Exactly. So, I feel like maybe I don't know about Origins, so I don't know about that. But I feel like in most of the Assassin's Creed game, they do a decent job at least. If you want to play like an assassin, you really do. Then they put the requirements. You have to do this and this and that, and you will play like an assassin. Yeah. But most people don't. They run around. They they throw a bunch of shit, and they get and it gets crazy. So.
But I'm excited for the game, and it's coming out October 5th of this year. So. Before the leaks, were you guys surprised that they were making one for this year? So even when the game leaked, we didn't know it was coming out this year. Mm-hmm. It just said Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
No, that's true.
Because I thought maybe they were just going to show it and then they're going to say it's going to come out 2019. Mm-hmm. But I'm surprised and not surprised because the way they're talking about after Origins, it's that 1 year break really helped us focus and redirect, and so I thought maybe they're going to do every other year from now on, but now it just seems like they're going to go back to their yearly status, like Call of Duty. So that's fine. But I will say this, it also, it depends on the team, right? So what if it's the Origins team that's you know what, we will take a longer break? I don't know. So. Because, the way they talked about it seemed just Assassin's Creed in general needs, like that's how they like after Syndicate, because like Unity shat the bed, and then Syndicate was a good game that came out, but it's just like nobody wanted to get in bed with Syndicate because there's shit in that bed. And then Origin, so nobody played Syndicate, even though it was I think one of the best Assassin's Creed games. And then they took off a year, it went away, stopped stanking, and people came back to the bed for Origins. I like this bed analogy, not really. And that's all that we had for the Ubisoft conference. And personally, this is like my out of the conferences that we went through so far, I think this is the second best.
Yeah, I think it is by default.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Like I didn't hate this conference. I thought it was fine. Like out of the games, because the stuff they showed off is even if it was a game that was already out, they showed off interesting new things for those games, for the fans.
You're right.
I feel like if you were a fan of Ubisoft games, then you really like this conference because you got to see if you like Trials, there's a new game for you. If you like Division, I think Division 2 that really can't be understated. How appealing that is to people to say, okay, you can buy the game for $60 and all the future content will be free. That's super.
No,
that's
right,
great.
Right.
Because we complain about having these games as a service where it's like Destiny. By the time it gets done with all the expansions, you spent $200 in that game. With Division 2, there might be some microtransactions for cosmetic hats or some bullshit, but if you want to just play the game, you don't have to spend any more than $60.
No, you're right. You're definitely right.
So I feel like it may not seem like Ubisoft showed off a whole lot of new stuff, but they gave cool, they showed off a lot of cool updates, and Assassin's Creed looked great, and Beyond Good and Evil 2, from what we could see of it, looked cool.
It did.
So I think it was a pretty good conference in my opinion.
No,
I liked it.
I liked it. You're right. You kind of swayed me. I liked it.
Yeah. How about you, Brian?
I thought it was alright. I mean, I wasn't really interested in any of their games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Division, just because I don't have to buy DLC, but it's alright. Okay. I can't really say for now, so I'm just leaving it in a void until I see the rest of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you think we'll see any of these games again tonight at the PlayStation conference?
From Square? I don't think I'll see.
You mean from Sony? Yeah, from Sony.
No, but as in you're asking those games.
Oh no, I meant from Ubisoft games.
Oh, from Ubisoft, no.
Okay.
No, let me see the list. Or tell me the games.
Just Dance.
No.
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
No.
Rainbow Six.
No.
Trials.
No.
Division 2. I think
No.
we could. Okay. Skull and Bones.
No.
Transference.
No.
Starlink.
No.
For Hunter.
No.
The Crew 2.
No.
I think we could see Assassin's Creed again. That game's coming out in 4 months.
It might just sell the same shit.
Okay.
Other than the gameplay.
All right, maybe the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe just the
nothing
shit.
new. You're not getting anything.
We won't see anything more than we saw here.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
That was it, right? No.
That was everything.
Nope.
All right. Well, that was it for the Square Enix and Ubisoft conferences. Later tonight, we have the Sony conference, and of course, we'll be doing another discussion after that. So the three of us will be seeing you again later tonight. And that's it.